A tornado outbreak is possible today, December 10th, 2021, for portions of the Mississippi and Ohio River Valley. Strong tornadoes, some of which could be long-lived, as well as some strong damaging winds, is possible here from the evening to the late overnight hours here. So all the timings of these storms will be coming up later on in the video. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. My name is Nate. I also go by Hockey Boy Nate. We have a lot to talk about, so before we do that, please subscribe if you are new to the channel to stay up to date with all the latest information that I will be providing for you all. Please be sure to hit that notification bell as well, because I will be live streaming later on this evening discussing when and where these thunderstorms will actually be, as well as how impactful they could be, especially if they have tornadoes. And then please be sure to like the video to get this information to more and more people on YouTube. That's how YouTube's algorithm works. The more people like the video, the more it spreads out. So if you guys would help me by liking the live stream and liking the video, that'd be greatly appreciated. I appreciate all you guys' support. And let's get straight into the video here with the satellite imagery. You can see a lot of these different colors of these greens, yellows. You even have some different filled in colors across the United States. But the big thing here to look at before we get into the convective outlook, which includes all of these dark greens, these yellows, and these oranges, is just these clouds and how they're moving about. And so what we got right now is we got this huge trough that's dipping on in through here. We've got some very strong wind shear that's moving about across portions of Nebraska and the Dakotas, as well as into Minnesota, creating some snow into portions of Rapid City. And that's definitely something that we've been talking about for the past couple of days. This is the snowstorm aspect of this event, and that'll continue to protrude all the way through into portions of the Great Lakes and even into Canada. But then what also is going to be happening is on the southern side of this, you can see that we have this massive risk right here for severe weather. And that is the thing to watch out for here today. You can see there is quite the risk for severe weather across the board, with a 1 out of 5 in the severe weather scale indicated in the dark green, a 2 out of 5 in yellow, and a 3 out of 5 indicated in orange. So if you guys live in these areas, you really have to monitor the weather today, especially if you live in the 3 out of 5 in the severe weather scale, because you do have the potential of it being upgraded to a 4 out of 5 in the severe weather scale. So places like St. Louis, Evansville, Paducah, Memphis, Jackson, Nashville, Tupelo, Greenville, even areas like Jonesboro as well. You guys really have to watch out, because you guys are just in the 3 out of 5 in the severe weather scale. Of course, if we look up to the top, you can see that there are some areas as well in the 2 out of 5, like Fort Wayne, Indianapolis, Peoria, even some areas near Columbia and Cincinnati, as well as Lexington. You guys could potentially get into some of the action as well. And then if we look down towards the bottom, you can see that places like Monroe, Shreveport, Alexandria, and Jackson are also in the activity, as well as Little Rock. So definitely something to watch out for. But the prime area to watch out is this giant orange area here, the 3 out of 5 on the severe weather scale. Now, as I said, I will be going live this evening into the overnight hours, so if you guys do want someone to watch with live and free radar coverage, please be sure to come to the channel, as I will be doing that all evening until the event is at least coming to a close. But to go a little bit more in depth here, you can see here's the convective outlook across the board in the United States. But let's move off towards the tornado risk here. You can see a 2% indicated in the green, a 5% in brown, and then a 10% indicated in the yellow. So whatever color you are, whatever percentage you're in, that is your probability of seeing a tornado within a 25-mile radius. But then you also have these black dots within this 10% circle, and that is indicative of a significant severe risk, which means that you guys have a 10% chance or greater probability of seeing an EF2 tornado or stronger within a 25-mile radius as well. So that's the reason why we are really concerned about this day here for the potential of tornadoes, because there could not only just be tornadoes, but strong ones at that. You also have a decently strong chance of seeing strong wind gusts as well. We have a 5% chance indicated in brown, 15 in yellow, and 30 in red. So whatever probability you have, that is your chance of seeing 58-mile-per-hour winds or greater within a 25-mile radius too. And this isn't just for Friday either. It does continue into Saturday. You can see you have this massive dark green area, which is a 1 out of 5 on the severe weather scale. And then you have this little yellow area right here near Nashville, Cincinnati, Lexington, Murfreesboro, and Bowling Green, to where there could potentially be some strong damaging winds indicated in this yellow, and then a 5% chance for tornadoes there as well. So definitely something to watch out for as we transition from one day to another. There could still be the chance for some strong weather, and then even as we linger into the latter stages of Saturday, you can see that there is a risk for tornadoes that even extends all the way into portions of the Delmarva Peninsula. So let's take a look at the simulated radar here, and I want to start by looking at Alabama and Mississippi because the first level of the event actually starts down here, and you can see right around 6 p.m. there are a couple scattered showers and thunderstorms up here to watch out for. And the reason why I point this out is because this is actually the first initiation point of the day. Now, the thing of it is that this isn't exactly the most significant part of the day, but it's still something to consider because it's in still a good environment for it to potentially produce tornadoes. So the potential for some showers and thunderstorms to develop sometime around 5 to 6, maybe even sooner than that is possible. And of course, this could continue to create showers and thunderstorms even after this, as you can see another line of storms that start to surge on through by 4 a.m. And then as soon as that line passes on through, then you can see how it's all becomes really consolidated. It'll pass through the Tuscaloosa, Birmingham area, all the way down towards Meridian and even the Baton Rouge areas at around 10 a.m. the following day on Saturday. And that'll continue to basically push on through and weaken further and further as you get into the latter stages of Saturday. Moving on to Arkansas here, we can see that these showers and thunderstorms really start to kind of fire off more or less sometime around 5 to maybe even 6. And you can see how things really start to amplify even after that at around the 9 to 10 p.m. hours. You can see we have a lot of scattered showers and thunderstorms almost in 2 separate waves here. And we can expect something like this to where we can have multiple rounds of showers and thunderstorms that could potentially produce tornadoes within those areas. And don't expect that these are going to exactly be where they are. We can potentially see this shower and thunderstorm over here be north, south, east, and west. It's not all set in stone either. So this just gives you a general idea as to where the showers and thunderstorms could potentially be that could potentially produce tornadoes. So this is definitely something that we got to notice and monitor as this continues to progress through the day. And that's something that I'm going to have to look out for when we start the live stream later on this evening. Now, as this continues to progress, you can see how these scattered showers and thunderstorms start to move out of the area and move into the Mississippi River by 2 a.m., heading into the Memphis and Dyersburg area. So that will be when the risk officially ends for you all, is when it starts to cross over across the Mississippi River by around 2 to 3 a.m. in the morning. So now we're going to take a look at Tennessee and Kentucky to see where those thunderstorms from Mississippi and Alabama as well as Arkansas are going to be shifting off towards. And we can see here by the 5 to 6 p.m. hours here, you can see an uptick in coverage extending all the way up into Indiana, all the way down into portions near Columbia, south of Nashville. You can also see some activity near the Mississippi River, south of St. Louis. And it's just a lot of widespread showers and thunderstorms here, which is just all the more reason to be monitoring this event because of how widespread this event actually is. We don't know as to whether or not every little thunderstorm can produce a tornado, but they're all in an environment where they can, so it's all the more reason to watch out if we can because of how widespread this is. All right, so now we're going to want to take a look at Kentucky and Tennessee with a little bit of Illinois, Indiana, and Missouri into it as well, and maybe even portions of Ohio as well. You can see how as this event continues to progress into the evening hours, you can see the widespread coverage here of showers and thunderstorms that really start to present itself, especially across portions of the Mississippi River and Ohio River, especially even north of that into portions of Illinois and Indiana. And this is going to be something to watch out for, especially as this continues to progress. And then as this progresses after midnight, you can see how most of this starts to form into a consolidated line, especially around 3 a.m. Central Daylight Time. And this is going to be your wind threat as well as your embedded tornado threat, because anywhere along this line, you could potentially get tornadoes off of this as well. And this is the widespread coverage that I was talking about as well. It's not just these small thunderstorms. You're also going to get these massive lines here that are going to produce some strong damaging winds, and that'll continue to surge on through into Nashville at around 5 a.m., also Cincinnati at around 5 a.m. as well, and that'll continue to progress all the way through into the eastern portions of Kentucky and Tennessee at around 9 to 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. So something to watch out for as that continues to progress into the overnight hours. All right, so now we're going to take a look at Missouri here, and you can see most of these scattered showers and thunderstorms really start to form at around 5 to 6, maybe even almost 7 Central Standard Time. You can see a lot of these storms form from Columbia all the way up into Quincy and maybe even further north than that, but that's not really going to be the severe threat. What's going to be the severe threat is anywhere south of Columbia, from St. Louis down south of that. And you can already see that there's a couple scattered showers and thunderstorms that are basically from Springfield and east. And this is going to be something to watch out for. You can see after 7 p.m., storms really start to fire off across the board. And this is very similar to what it looked like towards the end of last October. And this is going to really be something interesting because it's not just one wave. It's going to be multiple. You're going to have the stuff out in front, and then you're going to have the stuff behind it. And even the stuff behind it contrasts to what happened last October. The stuff behind it could potentially be tornadic too. So this is definitely something to watch out for as this continues to progress through the state. But then the good news is that right around midnight is when most of the stuff starts to move off through the state and out of it. So you guys aren't expected for it to continue to move on through the late overnight hours compared to other states. Next, we're going to shift on to Illinois and Indiana here. You can see around 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, more showers and thunderstorms start to come into view. They start to move into places like St. Louis and Bloomington at around 8, and more of them continue to linger on even past that. You can see more storms that also start to form south of Indianapolis near Bloomington. And you can also see some more storms that start to form along the Carbondale areas and Evansville areas too. This will continue to basically be the case all the way throughout the event, where you get more and more scattered showers and thunderstorms that just pop up. And it's just going to be a really widespread event where you're going to have multiple waves that'll surge on through, with some of those waves to be tornadic as well. So this is really something that we're going to have to monitor. And I mean, just look at this here. Look at midnight here for you all. This massive convergence here of all these scattered showers and thunderstorms, this massive convergence of activity just basically presents itself at 12 a.m. Now, I'm not saying that this is going to be the peak activity for tornadic weather here for this event, but you can see the coverage here from this system already, and it's just in the middle of the night. So depending upon where you live as well as when this will impact you can determine as to what your risk is. And especially since if you live here into portions of Illinois and Indiana, you could potentially be seeing multiple waves of the same exact activity. Of course, this will start to move out of the states as this continued to move on to the 3 and even 4 o'clock hours. So that's definitely something to monitor. But if you did see an area here to where you lived, or maybe even a city that you live next to, and you saw some scattered showers and thunderstorms that moved on through your area, expect some conditions of severe weather within your general vicinity, as things could potentially be really, really dangerous here into the overnight hours. So now I'm just going to want to play the simulated radar here of the entire scope of this event here from the HRRR. Of course, the timings is above me in this case. You can also see that there's also cloud cover here too. So that's something interesting to take a note of as well. But as this continues to progress here from Friday afternoon into the evening, you can see the widespread activity of showers and thunderstorms here that extend from multiple states into multiple areas. You also have some pretty significant snow within some areas of the Great Lakes as well, so something to consider with that. But the main thing here with this video today is this widespread coverage of these severe storms that could potentially be tornadic, and that'll continue to be the case even into the late evening hours and into the overnight hours, to where it fully transitions to the next day on Saturday. You can see this massive line that starts to form, and it'll continue to push off into the East Coast as well as into the Deep South. you can see that there are more and more scattered showers and thunderstorms that really start to form towards portions of the deep south along the Appalachians. And it starts to kind of deteriorate as you head off towards the northeast. So that's definitely some good news for the people who live out there, but still, the potential for severe weather exists on Saturday. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for me. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video today, please be sure to leave a like, as that does help me spread this to more and more people on YouTube. Share this with friends and family and on social media. Subscribe if you are new and turn on notifications, because I will be live streaming tonight. You do not want to miss it, especially if you live within these areas, as I will be providing radar coverage for these showers and thunderstorms, some of which could potentially be tornadic. And if there are tornadic storms, then people in the way are going to want to know, and that is why I'm here. So thank you guys once again for tuning into the video, and I will see you guys later on tonight. So peace out, everyone.